get to her. She has been also a rare gem that has not been quite frequently chosen, unfortunately, in the selection box of characters of the game. So she is a dragon type of class that has the power to control and transform into a dragon related I wouldn't say turn into a dragon, but like she's like a dragon slayer, and her weapon is of a dragon spine. That's why she has several designs on her character when it comes to dragons. She's like a Letty. If I'm talking about story wise, Letty has an attachment to her weapon, which is a cannon, and she has a specific emotionally attachment to the weapon itself, because she talks to it. But in Miri's case, her weapon is actually a spirit inside of the weapon. So, so she channels her weapon to attack. She's also a parry type of class. So we're going to explore with story mode her skills as her combos, and she does have like a chain towards her overall dynamic of being a class that carries a large weapon that is initially in control of the dragon spirit itself. So we're gonna do an hour session long. It looks like this week is quite messy with the schedules of others. You know, things happen here and there, and usually it's Tuesday. Tuesday is when you finally get the chance to redeem some of your if you do raids, you can get the weekly rewards. It doesn't show up on my screen because I already did them on my main, but it looks like this is what we're going to explore. And things of Miri, related to Miri. Players I've witnessed being Miri. So so she's up to season 2. I am so lazy to grind all of my odds to like the end content. It takes a long time. But maybe for this purpose, I initially prepare their outfits. So like they can have, you know, presentation when the time comes, and now the time is here. So yeah, I also prepped her tab. Her tab is basically this. She's able to glide through with the weapon in one specific direction, but also can attack just with that straight what's that word? Like that. Like it just a straightforward repel to the enemy. See? So I would use that later. So see how she can chain? Because it's with a chain, so the weapon can go all around. When I was starting the guild, I had a Miri as a admin, actually. I would say he didn't like me very much anymore because he had done some problems for another person, and it got ugly, basically. It got so ugly that I didn't want to really recall, didn't want to remember, I wouldn't necessarily say not wanting to touch a Miri class because it was a bad experience that happened, But in the long lines, he was my friend. He was my friend, and I wanted to help him, and I wanted to, you know, people come from all backgrounds, come from different penalties of life, and just, you know, like the previous videos about Letty, he left some kind of mark on me. So I find Miri as a class separately from my personal experience of her being from a different player. I find her separately from that a very powerful class. She is one of the classes that are if you gear her up correctly and manage her correctly, she can also be considered a powerful tank or a powerful class in general. And the fact that dragons in general are well liked, well respected in the world today, it makes me feel really happy that they provided a class related to dragons. And since the lore of the story talks about dragons like Oculus being the center, almost the center of the whole god dynamic, it shows that that they are still being appreciative because of the dragon. Dragons usually are, representation of wisdom and purity, and also cunning and things of the Chinese and other cultures that aspire to use dragons. I also draw dragons when I was a child. I have a knack for drawing them, for understanding them. But when you see it on a class, on a character that can connect to that mystical being, it gives it a more of a reason to play with her. So they're wanting me to do, let's keep going. Okay, so it says that on the green, but it doesn't, so let me just select it from there, from the icon. It's okay. I was planning to make a short for Miri, but didn't have the didn't time rightly to make a short for her. Well, no, I did. No, actually, I did make a short for her. Actually, now I remember. I just need to make shorts for other characters that I haven't been able to do. And it's also the week for Golden Time event to reset. So you get to collect all of your tickets again from farming raids or going into Royal Army raid or doing distortion raids. Everything has resetted. This entire today is when it resets, so everything you have to do all over again. But also to help you guys also grind, get your weekly raids done, like your redeemers, your specials, your distortion raids if you have the stats for it. If not, don't worry about that. Just focus on what you can do and then go from there. So we're gonna keep going. For a long time, I've observed some videos about Miri. Some people really got extremely attached to the character, forgetting that there's a society. And of course, it's been rare, super rare, that her class now exists. So in case if you guys are like enthusiastic about dragons or dragon related classes and you like what you're seeing right now, then select Miri. Be more of her variety. There are top tiers that oh my god, I can't speak today. That clearly are still to this day supportive and maining the class. I can't really say their name because out of consent reasons, but they are in the top tiers. So, the main reason I want to play her or showcase her is out of the fact that she also deserves the limelight like every other character, because her design is almost like Latia's, almost, because she's able to wield such a powerful weapon. You have to be careful not to overuse her tab unless you're trying to parry through or counter through the enemy's defenses. We'll try to get an ultimate into her presentation. My god, I have no energy today to speak right. It's because it is the afternoon in Northeast America, and so there's a lot of activity that comes in and out to the game and also in my life, so it's like I haven't been really like kind of paying attention. That's why I was hoping to do the live stream a little earlier, but I have to also accommodate the schedules of my guildies, and I have to also accommodate the schedule of my life between my relative, my father, and my dog and my sister, and so weekdays tend to be booked with schedules, so it has to I have to be prompted to do it in between, because that's when I have most of the energy, and now I don't have most of the energy. So, and it's also because it's Tuesday, so Tuesday being reset day in the game has me thinking, okay, well, one guild is not available, then that means I can have a little bit of free time to deal with the guild. My brain is thinking fast, but my mouth is not like adjusting to what my brain is trying to say. So I'm trying to get my my runs in. I'm trying to accommodate for the things that the guild needs. But most of the time we all want to go together, so instead, if one is not coming in, then we're gonna stop everything until they come in. Or lately, it doesn't seem like new recruits are online for some reason. So they probably have work, or they have to do, just like every other day, they have to maintain their professional life. So yeah, so today is like a little bit of dry time frame, but that's okay. Also, I really like this weapon of hers. It just looks really pretty. I like that it looks like a giant razor knife. That's probably why. It just looks very elegant. That's why I like to keep it. If I got the chance to give her a brandish, I would use this to dye it or to put it on her avatar slot. go beat up Isaac. Oh yeah, you have the gouge right there too, where she transforms into a knight. Not a knight. I wouldn't call it a dragon. She'll turn into the form to like half dragon, armor plated. I think this one is the SD. Okay, she turned into armor plate. So yeah, she can turn into this. I think when that thing is overly charged, I guess. Oh great, now I can't see the skills. Great. Oh, she can fly across. That's not fly, it's a glide. Fly! Fly across. So all of her skills will turn into red. That's what it looks like. But I'm gonna see better on the other end. Oh, damn this. That's usually active. Oh, I see. So when you transform, some of the skills become active without any cooldowns, which is cool. Kind trying to see so I can understand her better. Flame breath. Flame breath is allows Miri to build up the blue fire spewing power of her ancestor. Okay, that's Hydra. Attack speed may reflect reach short time. Using transformation makes generate faster. Okay. So when she's normal, she still has the blue skills ready to be utilized. But then when you transform, they're a little bit give you like almost like a free zone to use them more to increase more advantage of damage, which is pretty cool if you ask me. I would say Miri would land in the middle complexity because she has a complex to parry or go through counter of defenses between other bosses. So you would have to, what is it? You would have to take time with this class. Take time with this class. Extremely precision time with this class. She's not hard to use. She just has two types of skill set that you can easily play with. You can play with the dragon form, or you can play with the normal form. Which in the normal state you have a variety of control between the cooldowns, but you also have to understand that there's a limit with her dragon breath. Is what it's trying to tell me in the skill sets. So it's two things before you engage in combat. But that's still a good thing because you're getting a better understanding how this class works. Now this is like almost a fresh outlook for me. I haven't really considered playing her or to understand her correctly. So now I'm taking the time to understand her correctly rather than trying to give poor advice, poor suggestion to players that want to play something that's a little bit more complex, or maybe just really like the idea of a dragon, because everybody does. Dragons are great, awesome. But like I said, sometimes the class that is associated with a dragon doesn't necessarily mean you might enjoy her. But I'm saying this now, like I would definitely enjoy her if I started, playing this game without any knowledge of all the classes. Like, who wouldn't want to play with a class that's dragon, right? But to some players, this class is not considered easy, and I do agree she is not considered an easy. She might appear easy, but it's not really the case. So she would be right in the middle, I would say. Because if you play her like I'm playing her, like you have your tab already next to you, and you start playing around with the tab, you're gonna have a hard time where to entrap the power of the guardian. That's what the tab is for. It's like a different how would you call it? It's like a different mechanic. Because then you have your combos. You have your combos already ready with the left click and right click. And then in between those combos, there's also the dodge. The dodge in between, which also causes a deflection between her combos into the defenses and attack range of the bosses, which is pretty awesome to me because I like to play, I like to experiment how this kind of flows through. So if I were to face a difficult enemy, then I would know how or where to click on those advantage points of her skill sets and then take it from there. At least that's where I'm getting it from my perspective. Not speaking of anybody's perspective, just on mine. I might be wrong. I'm not saying I'm a professional, but I'm saying that this is where the consciousness of my understanding of her class is tying into. So, as you see, we have the Scorching Streak. Streak lets Miri sprint, then slice so fast she might just leave Scorch on the Earth's wake. So we do this. And then this is her slice and dice. There's charge instantaneously. These bosses are kind of easy for me to take, but let's just play around with the skill set. So that's attack. This is her curing aura onto the weapon. And again. And that's exactly what I said earlier. It lands a target attack on the boss when you press the tab. It just glides it through. So that's usually... So, getting used to her combos is like also important. I would say she's almost simple, not really, because you still gotta make sure the mechanics align with her. Align with you as much as you can. Okay, so we're gonna keep going. 27 minutes in. Okay. Don't mind me, like, I don't know how I do, but I have a good memory of the people that I encounter in the game. So what happens when you play a game with a really small community, you end up remembering a lot of people, especially like me. Like, I remember a Silas dating a Miri player, and then a Miri player didn't want to be with anybody. I'm like, that's kind of interesting. Didn't know people were so closed off. And then I remember Akai becoming a Miri, because they're like, well, I played this class way too long, I'm gonna be something different.
That wasn't nice.
I'm like, okay, well, that's good. Then I still remember the people that made a Miri guide, and then I never looked at it. Because I wasn't gonna main Miri. And then I'm like, well, this is interesting. People are at their best, at least, trying to make her, you know, probable. And I'm like, well, now it's my turn. But like I said, I'm unbiased. I'm not the type of person that's just gonna, you know, say, you must do it this way or that way. Like, I know I gotta know with the fact that when you're playing a class that you really love and you find a thing that's different that nobody can catch, you tend to empower that a lot. But I think every class should be given a chance at least before you go that advanced point. I think it's just, you know, a me thing. Come on. I find it, I guess, fun, you know? I find it fun that you fall in love with a character so much that you end up realizing that, hey, I found a flaw in the character. What if I can test that? I'm like, you're welcome to do so. Get there. She looks so fierce. I need to take a picture of that. I am definitely taking a picture of that. All of the cover photos that I'm making, guys, are to showcase the class even better. So, and then I just fixed by my screen when I was recording my, you know, on screen on the computer, like want to show off like YouTube or like Photoshop or stuff like that, I realized that yeah, my screen's brightness was kind of low, and I had to go to the settings to fix that. So next time, after we get through all the classes, I will present how I do my cover photos. I will love to show how I do it, so then you know you guys get like creative on your own, or if you don't have Photoshop, you got a similar program like Photoshop, or I don't know, people nowadays use kind of a different versions, but it's not kind of the same version. Like there's different softwares now that are being used because Adobe isn't really kind to some of their loyal customers. Why am I in Berg? I should be in Melina, but let's go to a shiny place. This place is depressing. Let me. I have too many of these. Bye. I also have this, but I'm pretty sure you guys like the booba. Like the booba. Where is the dumb teleportation device? Oh, there it is. Teleportation device. We're gonna go to Melina Dock. That's better, isn't it? Whee! Yep, I skipped all this. Oh, we're gonna do the machine thing again. Okay, we're gonna go do the machine thing. Did I have enough? I have enough. I thought I didn't max her out. I'm still gonna max these out. I'm gonna go. We're probably bring a pet or two. We're gonna bring. Oh, can't speak so much now. Alright, we will bring. Why didn't I name him my ex's name? What's wrong with me? No, I don't want to remember this. I doubt you can change pet names. So if you can, I need to go look through it. Let's see. Who are we gonna bring? We can only. Oh. Let me bring. Oh, we bring him. Be cute. Okay, so we're gonna do this. Okay. Oh, okay. It's making me choose. Or is it? 70, 40, 80. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Oh, I finally reached 100. Okay, so where did her? Oh, I need to get rid of this. What happens when you farm too much? You have barely any space in your inventory now. This is dumb. Just leave my inventory. Oh my god. Just leave. They need to make a trash, or more of a trash option out of this. Okay, that should be 5 spots for the armor. I don't have space? Wait a minute. Why give me 60 days? I can get permanent. But at least I'll do something. Eventually it becomes permanent after you go through them. Okay, so then now I should... I don't like that one. That... I don't want to use that. I need to get a brandish for her. This is not gonna do me better. Oh well. I mean, these are kind of low level anyways. I can wear this. So if it still lets me fight. Pretty sure it can still let me fight. It's just a robot. Mechanical thing, train thing. Maybe I should have just scrolled it too. Dun, dun, dun. Rock music. It's so shiny. The blue crystal. Go through the sewers again. I get some of these quests out of the way. Oh, we're gonna enter this again. This cutscene again, but I'm gonna skip it through. People getting the lucky bonus twice in a row? That's new. it's gonna be annoying. You can use it without it. Cool. But it's probably more effective when you're in the first form. Just really annoying to kill sometimes. He has to block you with his little... what's that thing called? The thing that gives him the ability to have like multiple swords at once. Okay. Alina's destroyed. Okay. Have to destroy this again. I'm gonna have to attack him, that's why. I find it really weird when he's on the ground, just have to go the other way just for him to come out. Ooh. I don't really question it, but that's how it's always been. Okay. The hollow dragon defeated this rock Pokemon thing. Kinda looks like a Pokemon. And we're back where the dead belong. Ooh, the sky. I wish I knew what that says. Yeah, can I? No, it's all encrypted letters that I don't understand. Ooh, just know this one right here. Huh. Okay. Me going into this place for like the third round or fourth round. I like how it says betrayal, but it's not really betrayal, it's burning temple. But the storyline is saying this is what happens. This is Enzo betrays the people around him for becoming a slave to Crum, the god of death, or their version of god of death, I guess. See how I'm trying to get used to just playing her without using the tab, because the boss is actually not that hard to beat, at least, but still requires practice. And he's gonna do this thing again. And activate him up. Only because I'm using the weapon that's not really fancy looking, or at least not the one I like. That's why the boss is going a little slow. But also giving me the chance to test out her skill sets a little bit better. In case you guys want to try it afterwards, or try it, you know, with Miri, play around with her skill sets. Using a weapon that is not, because as soon as you level up to reach like 100 or 105 or 110, it gives you different weapons. So if you want to try out different skill sets, try a smaller, low level weapon just to like test out. So yeah, just like another way of training, I guess, if that makes sense. She's like pretty much gliding through the screen or gliding through the platform. So it's like really interesting when she does that. But then after you transform into her dragon form, you're able to glide through. It looks like she's flying across the platform, but she's actually gliding, just like a squirrel would glide with wings. You know? Alright, gonna skip this. And here's Chrome, the guy that turned Enzo into a Pokemon. gonna see how it just glides through. That's not a good idea for me to do that. Let's transform. So see how when you transform, your skill sets become. Oh, that makes her fly. Seeping through. Let's see. Instead of becoming blue, which are like subtle, it becomes red. It does a little bit more damage. Okay, so we're gonna do dragon. The dragon spirit with her is her. That shining booty. I saw it. Shining booty armor. I think that was a daily that completed. Probably. Okay, gonna skip that. So we are reaching an hour with Miri, but we're gonna do a couple more things and then it'll be uploaded in 24 hours for those that are subscribed to the channel or just simply curious watching. So in case you guys want to review the video again from my perspective, then you'll know that this content of Miri is now there, basically. You guys can always review back if you need something or you need to understand something. So for what I understand is, so when you transform, it pretty much gives her the advantage of more damage input than you would when in normal blue form. And with her tab, you need to be careful with her tab. You need to be careful not to overly use it, overly compel it, because its main objective is to also attack the enemy, propel to the enemy, as well as a combination of parry when you utilize her in combat. So you need to be a little bit careful with her, not to overly use that, but practice and looking into other Miri content will help you understand her better. But in this video specifically, is to also understand her mechanics from my point of view. See how I'm trying to understand how to fight with her and not overly use the tap. So that's basically her kind of almost like a propelling shield, but not really a shield, if you know what I mean. It's like a thing. It's like a deflection kind of thing. So because she's like gliding through, so it makes you think, wait a minute, am I supposed to be playing with that all the time? Like, no, it's not like you played with other classes where their tab can be consistently be used during certain combo phases. So this one is kind of like a little different than that. So it might be difficult to understand it at first, but then when you get used to it and you tested it out during combat or different bosses, then you're like, oh, and you're like, yeah. So let's see here. I don't think this story is worth this part is not that. I guess it's not gonna do me much if I'm trying to understand Miri. So someone just had to make noise. Okay, so we're gonna see if we can do a mission that's a little bit per level. Okay, so this I need to pick something that is not overly challenging but still challenged enough to Cause she's level 100, so she's not gonna be able to. No, this one, this one, this one. He dies at bar 2. That doesn't make it difficult. I need something that's. Well, I guess we can try. It doesn't let. It can't let me, but see how it has a cap stat in here. So that means I gotta use the other weapons. That means not a weapon I really like, but it'll do it. It'll do what it needs to. Okay. Here. Now we can probably go. Yeah. That's why they probably referred to her tab as the guard. So in hero mode, it's likely not gonna let you well, I think they let you transform, but not use the dragon, I believe. So you would have to fight using the skill set that it provides. Still giving you the advantage point to fight. I'm trying to figure out myself if it's limitless or there's a limit. I don't think there's a limit. Other than, I guess, stamina. Okay, let me see. It does consume 250. This is a very powerful skill that summons an actual dragon. You can instantly suppress the enemy if the first hit succeeds. Yes, that's ult. And this is Garb. Transform into a Dragon Knight. Yeah, that's what it is, a Dragon Knight. Applies the Dragon Knight status effect. While transform, Flame Breath has unlimited uses. Applies the Perfect Hydra status effect. Enemies cannot damage you when the Dragon Knight transforms and starts and ends. You can dodge during transformation and its animation immediately. Transform into Dragon Knight. Okay, so Fury Assault is a counter attack skill. Yeah, this is a counter. After performing Fury Evasion, Miri returns to attack the enemy. This is a propel attack, basically. Okay. So see how I'm taking my time to understand her initiative with Fury Assault. Dodge skill. And be activated during an attack or an instant dodge. So this is between her dodge and her tab. So already got that, already got that. Already got that. So see how I'm trying to learn between a class I don't originally know, and if I'm really lost, I will look back and forth because, you know, I don't want to be super biased over just because I'm playing one class. I think I know all the classes. And I'm like, no, that's not how that works. You just need to be careful with Miri and her garb and her ancestry, and also with her the way you play and target that. You just have to be careful because they can't propel in one direction unless you assign the target in the settings to attack specifically at an enemy. So that way, because when you start at first, you're trying to propel in one direction and it doesn't prepare to the direction you wanted it to be. But that's usually it's assaulted intention with that skill set is what I'm currently understanding. I'm not saying that my knowledge is superior. I'm just saying this is what I currently understand, which is feeding my information as I play her so that other Miri players can take account that, yeah, there's another person that's trying out Miri and trying to understand this class and trying to hone in maybe like just like intermediate skill so that another player that is probably interested in playing Miri can get the hold onto it. She's a very powerful class. I'm pretty sure some of her attacks increase damage, yeah. Okay. Invincibility for 17 seconds. So she's almost, I said, not entirely invincible. Dodge the enemy's attack fastest if you had the firepower under your feet. So take time with this class. Take time, practice, get to know her combos, get to know her forms, her state, the Dragon Knight, and you'll be good to go. So I have to go now. Looks like the guild is ready to do missions, and I waited for a guildmate to finish what he was doing for an hour, so I'm going to now end the live stream here. Thank you for watching, everyone that has been watching or just, you know, mildly curious what's going on. So I'm trying to pick where's my weapon? Where did I put it? Where the weapon? Was it? It was, yeah, it was this one. That way. Come back to it. But yeah, thank you so much for anybody that's been watching. This is a good opportunity to get to learn Miri once more. In the far future, I will come back to her if we're gonna do some raids, maybe get a little bit more insightful with her, how her combos work. And either way, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time with another character that I will represent after. Maybe today later or tomorrow afternoon. Thank you so much. Have a good weekend. Enjoying grinding.